at a client appreciation dinner of your real estate broker. At this dinner, your broker, Kelechi, will be presenting a report on the progress of his business from July 2009 to December 2015. And we need to act as his clients attending this special dinner. So please welcome Kelechi, Amadi. My progress so far, Kelechi, Amadi.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, for the Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Well, thank you for attending my event tonight. It's a great pleasure that you took time off your busy schedule to grace your presence for this event. I know it's been over 6.5 years now since I started my business as a real estate broker. And the truth is that when I first started, I never thought I would have it become my main career. I was actually getting into it to save up money to do a master's degree in business administration. But thankfully, because of you, I now have over 200 partners on my database, 5 award-winning years with my company, and also a flourishing business. So all I can say is that I owe the gratitude to all of you for making this possible. The numbers I'm about to present to you would not have been possible without you. So I owe you all the gratitude. Now, I know I'm not selling my business. This is not the Shark Tank. However, as Mr. Wonderful says on the show, you've got to know your numbers. So I will be presenting some numbers here tonight, and I hope that would help you see how my business has grown from July 2009 to this year, 2015. So I'll be talking about the past. The past will involve from July 2009 to December 2014, and the present will be the year 2015, and obviously the future ahead. So those are the 3 areas I'll be covering tonight. July 2009 is when I got my license. Now the interesting thing about it is all I had was a wish and a prayer. I never knew how to get to sellers or buyers. And I can remember having a conversation when I decided to become a full-time agent with my parents, and because I just finished university. So I was telling them, you know what, this was around November 2009 that I had decided to become a full-time agent. The questions: how are you going to live on a commission-based income? Why not just go start up your master's degree? Remember, we're warning you in case it doesn't work out. But interestingly, as I tell most people, what parents want from their kids is to be successful at what they do. If you're doing something legitimate and you're doing great at it, most parents are fine. And I love my parents so much, but I think now they look back and say, wow, it actually kind of worked out to be okay. So I'm happy that they're happy, but for the first 6 months, nothing really happened. I was scared. I basically couldn't find any buyers or any sellers, but luckily for me, I was able to make some rental sales. So I had 5 sales in the rental side. Now, for that 6 months time frame, the total sales was sales of 81,000. Now, don't take this as a number for income. This is not income. Because if these numbers were income, this dinner would be different. So this is just basically total sales for that first 6 months. And that's just like selling 1/5 of a home. You can imagine how scared I was saying that this was going to be a full-time gig, right? Now, getting into 2010, things became better. I read a lot more. I went to different seminars. I watched a lot of training videos to hone my skills in terms of sales. And that year was a little bit better because focusing still on rentals, I was still able to convince people to buy. And I convinced 4 people to buy from me and 1 person to list their home with me. So in total, with the 10 sales, I was able to have an income of just a little bit over $2 million. And I wish that was income. So that year was just a little bit over $2 million. Now come to 2011. What happened in 2011 was quite interesting. I was lucky to meet a group of individuals moving from Nigeria to Canada. And they were coming from a specific continent, and that helped me get a client base, more or less, that was made up from that group specifically. And my business grew that year, and I was happy because in general it grew by around 38% compared to 2010, and total sales that year were just close to $2.8 million. Now, 2012 was almost similar to 2011 because what happened was I still focused on the same group of people. And interestingly, I didn't make a lot of sales in the rental side or even listing homes, but the price point of the homes went up. So what happened was I still had low activity, but the sales volume remained high or even a little bit better than 2011. So that year, sales were close to $3 million. For 2013, the business was sweet. True. I mean, compared to 2012, the sales went up by 38%, by 45%, actually. So it was a good increase, and I think what happened that year was I started to add more from what I was getting from those group of people to the group of people that I could meet here in Canada. So I mixed up a bunch of them and helped the business grow a little bit. I focused a lot more on buyers and made 10 sales in the buyer side, a little bit on the rental side, 3 sales in that area. So totaling just a little bit over 4.2 million, so just close to 4.3 million in sales. Now, 2014 was interesting. As they say, life happens. I was busy doing other things, but one thing I learned from 2014 is that referrals really do help in the business. So with minimal marketing and still busy doing what life calls you to do, I was still able to make a few sales, 9 buyers, 2 rentals, and even though it was bad compared to the previous year, it was still okay because the amount was just a little bit over $3.1 million. Now we come to the present, 2015. Now you have to understand that from 2009 to 2014, I was basically experimenting with different ideas. I was trying out different marketing strategies, trying out different presentation skills, strategies. I was trying out with different client bases, right? So what happened was for 2015, I decided to consciously make a change in terms of getting organized, having a more organized presentation for my clients, having a more organized marketing message, and also, most importantly, trying to hone my skills in terms of listing properties. And what happened in 2015 was that I had 7 listings sold, and rentals were also 7, and also the purchase side was 9. Now, the balance there is what is important, and I'm happy that that happened because I learned a lot more about the listing side of the business. And in real estate, as they say, listing is the name of the game. So I think that's where the most important thing happened for 2015. Basically, these could not have happened without you. I say, yes, the interest rate was low, making buyers want to buy more. The prices of homes were high, making sellers want to cash in. But that being said, without the client base and the referrals, I couldn't do this without you. So thank you very much. My heart goes out to you. I always pray that you do well, because when you do well, I do well as well. So it's interesting that in my business, most of the times when I get the call, it's a good thing. It's not like a sad thing. Most of the time it's a good. So I'm in a good type business. I remember a story being told about a business guy who goes for prayers from a holy guy, and this guy started praying blessings on him. And in the middle of the prayer, he asked the guy, so by the way, what business are you in? And the business guy goes, well, I'm into the manufacturing and sales of caskets. So the holy guy quickly began to retract all his blessings because obviously his blessings were going to cause some harm to the populace, to the population. But that being said, I'm happy that my business is more or less a feel-good business. When people buy a new home, they're happy. When they sell or move into a bigger home, they're happy. And that helps to also make me happy. So I'm happy that you're doing well, and I hope you keep doing well. For 2016, I hope to focus a lot more on the listing side and help my clients create wealth via real estate investments, so that hopefully you would see the benefit of creating wealth with real estate and building financial freedom in the future. How would I do this? I would focus more on marketing in areas where my client base are located, so print media, online, sponsorships, and also hiring an assistant to help in the marketing and the administration side of the business. Also, I would be in the future seeking help from other agents who can help grow the business as well. I hope that by 2016, I would have a growth of close to 40% and sales of around 9.2 million. So the projected is that amount. And with the help of the assistant and the marketing and all that, and you, I hope to achieve that number. So again, this is my progress so far. I hope that next year you come back again in more numbers and you can see that the business is still growing and you also keep doing well as well. So thank you very much. Enjoy yourself and have a blast.